Hey, how are you, everyone? Thank you for joining today. How was your day today? I hope you had a nice Friday. I hope you follow Friday rules. So tell me, guys, how was your Friday? Hey, what's up, Luke? Hello, Shoki, Terry, Joe. Hello, Salman. Hello, Ken. How are you guys? How was your Friday? What did you do? Did you enter into a trade? Did you stay cash? What did you do? Hey, Roslan. Hello, Ken. Hello, Natalia, Wilson, Kumar. Hey, Luke. Yeah, great, 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 great. I know you are having a lot of progress, Luke. Congratulations. Hello, Patel. How you doing? SPY call, one trade and done. Good, 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 good. Hello, Lilia, Terry. Yeah, Joe. This guy, Luke, has been amazing. Has been amazing. Very disciplined. Very focused. He's logged in on his progress. Wilson, you didn't follow your rules. Could have ended this week green. Broke my wallet trying to recover. Oh, come on. Hey, Tocayo, how are you? All right, guys. So we are here. Let me tell you how many we are. Oops, I lost the video here. Right here. We are 30 people. All right, let's get started. Yeah, that's the good mindset, Wilson. It's everything that happens on the market. It's a win or it's a lesson. So you better take the best out of your actions today and learn from it. Hey, Alex. Hola, Alex. All right, guys. So how many subscribers we are? How many we are right now? Uh, 962. All right. So guys, before we start, if you haven't, please go click on subscribe to the channel. Uh, it's completely free, and you are helping us. We are on a mission for 1,000 subscribers. When we hit 1,000 subscribers, we are gonna start a contest. Uh, Let me think about it this weekend. But I would like a contest on the break retest boom. Just let me think about the rules and how to choose the winner. That would be great. That would be great. The break retest boom, or maybe the break retest kaboom. All right. Hey, Soleado, how you doing? So, brother, yesterday I just figured out who your sister is. Thank you both for following the channel. Thank you both for being on the communities. If I ever go to Chicago, well, the plan is going to Chicago this on Thanksgiving. I still need to figure it out with my wife and my kids, but that's the plan. So if I go to Chicago, I will let you know, guys. All right. So today I actually started with the left foot. I actually started with the left foot. Let me show you what I was trying to do. So I was watching, well, first CPI candle, right? CPI candle. Look at this huge candle right at the 8:30 CPI candle. So in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, I don't know why this candle is. I mean, it's information from September. I mean, we are last week of October. This is information from September because the government shut down. So I don't see too much of a value from it, but well, this happens. So we had this huge candle this morning, and it took us to all-time highs. All-time highs right in the pre-market. So we open right here, 676 40 50. Let's say 676.50. So that was great. That was a nice open. We open at all-time highs. So I was watching the reaction of a few points here. Obviously the pre-market high, but also I was watching this, right? I mean, this, let's say, oh, I'm sorry, my bad. All right. I was watching these 2 points, right? Like these areas here. So this swing low and this area right here. So why I was watching this 677, I was like, well, I mean, this is a round number. This is our resistance right here. So let's see what happened here. So we opened to the downside first candle, then we start climbing up on the chart. We created this high of the day, 939. It was 677.75. Then we had our pullback to the 5-minute opening range. I actually like this one here. It was not a perfect retest of the 5-minute opening range high, but it had a lot of potential. So just to high of the day was a 1 to 1.7 risk reward ratio trade. But this actually failed a few candles later. I was looking for this continuation to the upside, at least to the pre-market high. It will be a 1 to 2.4 risk reward ratio trade, but this actually worked out. This didn't work out, right? So because this failed, I was like, oh, well, let me start paying attention here. As you know, I'm on a discipline challenge. I'm just trading to the downside, SPY, QQQ. So I was watching this. This double top right here, then the break of the 5-minute opening range, and then the retest of this area here. Let me show you where. This area here. And I was like, oh, okay, well, probably this is it. It's failing to create a new high, and it's actually rejecting this area here, right? This area here. So I waited this candle, and at the close of this candle here, I opened a position. I was aiming to 676. But this candle actually open and close above this 5-minute opening range, and I was like, well, this is all-time highs. This is super bullish on the higher time frame. Maybe this is just like a deeper pullback on this move to the upside. I'm gonna get out of this trade. And I actually closed my position on the next candle, like here. I really closed my position. When I saw that this candle didn't break the 5-minute opening range, I just closed my position for a $200 loss. I know this is a very small control loss, but I wanted continuation right away. I wanted continuation right away. So I wasn't waiting for this, to validate my trade. Now, if I don't have any continuation right away, I'm gonna cut it, and that's what I did, and I lost $200. If you know me from the communities, $200 in my position. It's a very, very, very small loss in percentage. So I was just trying to anticipate this move. I mean, I waited this rejection. I waited this one candle. I waited for the closure of this candle to enter into this position. But I mean, I knew it that I needed more conviction on the downside. And right when this candle didn't break the 5 minute opening range, I was like, oh well, maybe I should wait, and I just closed this. I just closed this trade. Actually, I was chatting with Luke, and he was like, "Oh, dude, how did you do it with 200?" Well, it was just because I closed it right away, right away. I mean, when it didn't break this 5 minute opening range, I just closed it. But for full transparency, I'm showing you what I was trying here. Actually, I was reading on the community, on the Scarface community, that someone tried this exact trade. I just don't know where they close it, but in my trade, I just closed it right away when it didn't break the 5 minute opening range. All right, so well, I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna leave it right there, and I'm gonna show you, well, what I was now looking here. So I said, like, okay, well, this was just a bear trap, right? This was just a bear trap. This break of the 5 minute opening range, it was just a fake breakout to the downside. So right now we are breaking again, retesting the 5 minute opening range on the candle that I left this trade, and it's going higher. All right, so as you can see here, market structure after this was kind of clear. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and that was what I was watching. All right, is it clear for you guys why I will be opening this position to the upside? Guys, can you type in the chat? Do you see why this market structure, or why this trade to the upside was, I don't know, like kind of valid? Market structure to the upside, respecting this 1 minute opening range high, 5 minute opening range high. So that's all right. Clear. All right. So that's why I will open another position right here. And look at this. From this candle, taking the bottom of these candles here as my risk and aiming to a 1, 2, 3 risk reward, it's right here on this high of the day. This high of the day, and actually this was the very top of the day. No, we actually had another high of the day later in the day. But all right, so right here, this was kind of, like the top of the move right here, 677.90, something like that. So all the way to here was a 1 to 3 risk reward rate to trade for a Friday, guys, or for any other day. That was just great. That was just great. Then I was watching this, right? Like, look at how many rejections of this key level, and then we came back, created this baby range right here. We broke that range. Then we came back, retested this area here from the pre-market, came back again to this area here, and then we started dropping. So I opened my first position right here, 677.16 or 15, something like that, right on the second candle after dropping from this area here. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, from this area here. Okay, the bottom of all of these candles here. So it was rejection, and when we started dropping here, I was like, okay, well, this is my chance here. So I opened my first position right here, and my first target, or my main target, was the opening price. Right here. It was a 1 to 2.8 risk reward ratio trade. I got it in like 5 or 6 minutes. I was 80% of my position out right here, and I was just writing 20% of my position right here. I had 46 I actually had like 51% on this candle here, 1031 candle. On this candle week, I actually had like 51%. But I mean, I'm more concerned about managing my position than the screenshots. Sorry about that, but I mean, right here it hit like 51%. So I closed like 80% of my position right here. I closed 15% my position when we reclaim this 5-minute opening range high, and I closed my position at break even. So 5% of my position at break even, 80%. Well, on this candle here, on this break, I took like 20%. I took 60% here, 15 and 5 at break even. So this was my first trade. As you can see here, it was something around 50%. Actually, on this candle week, I grabbed something on the 50%. And well, as I said, I closed my position here on break even. Actually, it was on this candle here, 1039. It was break even somewhere around here. So I closed this trade. And then I was like, okay, well, probably now it's going higher. Probably now it's going higher. But then this started to happen. This started to happen. Do you remember all these candles here, all these candle wicks here, and actually all this action here? Well, we came here and we couldn't make a new high of the day. We failed to create a new high of the day. So for me, this was a lower high. All right. For me, this was a lower high. And I was like, well, I already had 2 trades on the day. What if we play with some profits? And I was like, well, okay, well, let's do this. All right. I'm going to have a very tight stop with my usual position size. And I took my position right here. After these 5 candles going to the downside, I really like when we broke the bottom of these candles. My reference right here, it was the bottom of these candles, the top of these candles here. So this is when I started my position, somewhere around here. I mean, it was on this candle here. Let's say the middle of this candle, right? And I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna give 20% as usual for my stop loss. I'm gonna give 12%, 10%, something tight. Let's see what happened. And well, it actually went very fast to the downside. I took majority of my position below the 1-minute opening range high. So most of my position here was above 50%. I took some contracts on the 60%, and I was actually out of my position on these candles here. 11 in the morning. Why? Because I wanted to go for breakfast. I already had good profits for the day. And well, I mean, I didn't want to wait for break even or something. I mean, I had like 20% something here on the remaining of my trade. I only had like 10% here. So I closed my trade on profit. And these were my 3 trades, this losing trade and these 2 winning trades. And I actually had a really nice Friday. So let me go to your comments, guys. Let me go to the chat. Yes, makes sense. Yes, clear. Yes. Hey, Fulvio, how you doing? Hey, Diane, how are you? Alex, what do you think about my entry? I was 1029 after rejecting the area you have drawn. Luckily, I closed my position at the bottom of the wick of 1031, getting 1 to 2, but I was hoping a lower move. 1029. Give me 1 second here. 1029. It was good, Alex. It was good. It was the break and retest of this area here, right? This area here. It was a good one. You closed with a 1 to 2 reward, brother. That's perfect. That's perfect. Oh, I'm sorry. Tocayo, SPY puts. 1020 candle, 1020 candle right here. This breakout, that's perfect, Tokayo. But remember, I mean, I just want to clarify. This is a breakout trade, right? This is a breakout trade, but it's super clear. It's super clear. Once you break the bottom of these candles, this was a super clear downside move. So congratulations on this trade, Tokayo. Kumar, hey Neto, I'm struggling with taking early profits. I'm not letting the trade reach my target. Do you have any advice how to fix that? Yeah, Kumar. I mean, you have listened to me several times. I think this week and the past week, back testing, brother. Back testing. The more you know your name, I mean your ticker, the more you get to know your strategy, your edge, your setup, the more you can be convinced of how it works, right? So let's see that you have enough data to create to say, okay, well, my setup usually goes all the way to 20%. So why would you be taking profits at 5%, right? Why would you be taking profits at 10%? I mean, if you see that the trade is actually struggling, well, I mean, you can de-risk your trade and that's fine. But on a regular play, the one thing that is gonna convince you of letting your trades play, it's data. And the only way to get data about your edge, about your setup, about your strategy is back testing. So the more you back test, the more data or the more quality data you will have, and the more conviction you can have on your plays. That's the only way, brother. I mean, I can tell you the break and retest, the break retest boom works wonders and usually gives me 50, 60, 100% gains. But all that, it's my own experience. You need to create your own experience. You need to create your own background. And that only comes with backtesting. All right. Mr. Hans, if the Santa rally is coming, will you stick to only put? Mr. Hans, that's pretty much the same question that people has been asking me for the past 10 weeks. Neto, we are at all-time highs. Are you sticking to your puts strategy? Brother, it's not only a strategy, that's my edge. That's my edge. I mean, I take advantage of these moves from one liquidity pool to the other. I mean, that's what it works for me. Even at days like today, even like days like yesterday, even like days like this Wednesday, we were trending to the upside, but price never moves vertical. It always needs some pullbacks. That's how market structure works. So I'm just trying to take advantage of that piece. So the answer is yes. Even with the Santa rally, I'm gonna stick to my puts edge and strategy. Let's see how it works, right? Let's see how it works. Overgreaser, you entry, you waited for rejection, the order block, and the previous high. Where, brother? Which one of this place? The start. I got in 1035, 1035 order block. This order block. Okay, you expected continuation to the downside. Yeah, well, that was a nice. I mean, that was nice. It just didn't work. All right. Once, let me tell you something. Well, no, actually, you had room all the way to low of the day. I like what you tried here. Actually, this was a really nice candle, rejecting this 5-minute opening range high and this swing lows, like for example right here. I really like your idea. It just didn't work. But yeah, it was a nice idea. Bao. Hey Neto, what made you swap from trading individual tickers to mainly trading zero DT indexes? My journal, brother. My journal. I was at the end of June. At the end of June, I I went into my journal for doing my quarterly performance review, and I started noticing a pattern, right? Like most of my trades on SPY and QQQ, zero DT, they were winners, and when they not also they were winners, but also they had the highest risk reward on my on of all my data. So I started comparing my trades with Nvidia, my trades with Amazon, my trades with AMD, and then I started, like crossing references, what I was doing better, if I was taking better calls or I was taking better puts. And that's how you start developing your edge, right? Like you start noticing patterns from your own data, and that's how the break retest boom born out of observation of my data on my journal. As I said, I was doing my quarterly performance review, and I started noticing patterns on my execution. So I started following what the data was telling me to do, and I ended with this tweak to the break and retest strategy. I adapted a few rules to my personality and to my execution skills. So I made this setup, this strategy mine, right? I mean, I ended having some personal rules. For example, my risk tolerance, right? Not sure if you have listened to me, but I don't have. I mean, I try to draw my stop loss close to where I think, based on my experience, it's gonna be a 20% loss. So, but usually, if it's a 20% loss, I just take it. I just take it and I wait for the next one. Why? Because this is my usual trade on SPY and QQQ. 40%, 60%, 100%. So I can take one, two, even three losses and just one regular winning trade. I can take all my losses back. But I need to stick to my rules, right? I mean, I don't let a loser go higher than 20%. Because that's how my journal, that's how my data told me to play this. All right. So, Neto, how did you get conviction on your play? My data on my journal. Neto, how did you choose this strategy? My data on my journal. Neto, how do you know how to manage your positions, where to trim, how long or how far your trade is going? Listen to your data on your journal. Do you see the pattern? I mean, it's not magic, guys. It's not magic. I don't have a secret sauce. I don't have a secret formula. I was just listening to the data on my journal. That's the only thing you need to do. All right. I hope this works for you. Do you allow me like a 30 seconds commercial advertising? I've been talking a lot about my journal, about my data. Remember, guys, when you have your journal entries, it's not about like, oh well, I won, I lost, I won $200, I lost $50. No, no, no. It's not only about the facts, right? It's about everything else, how you perform around your facts. What time of the day is better for you? What ticker is better for you? What side of the trades is better for you? How long you stay on the trades? How are you managing your position? So you need to journal. You need to have performance based journals. So if you want to know more about performance-based journals, please go to my website, Trading Performance Coach. This weekend, I'm gonna upload a few tools for you to start doing better journaling and getting better uh, quality data for your analysis. All right. And if you are interested on having on getting a coaching program or a mentoring program, performance based, this is the place. This is the place, guys. We close the commercial advertising time. All right. Okay. It's not a strategy. It's a lifestyle. I read that. Who said that? Who said that? I think it was Tori, right? Tori Trades. She was the one who said that, right? I think like this week. I kind of remember that phrase. Uh, Joe Neto, since watching your videos, I have been paying more attention to the pre-market pivots. That's good. Man, those levels are spot on. Still no live trades until after bootcamp, but my levels are getting there. That's perfect, Joe. Congratulations there. Hi Neto, what's a realistic average return of investment percentage return per trade to look for? In other words, when I'm backtesting, what kind of return per trade should I be aiming for as a benchmark? Brother, watch yesterday's video. I actually talk about this. I talk about gratitude. I talk about financial goals. And one of the things that we discussed was exactly this. I don't remember who asked this one, but there was something really similar. And my answer from yesterday is going to be very useful for you. Kumar, SPY puts 947. SPY puts 947 here. All right. Price got rejected 939 and then came back to retest that rejection area and saw sellers stepping in at the 936, exited near open. Great, congratulations here, Kumar. Yeah, that was really aggressive. I don't like to, but that's my personal preference, right? I mean, don't take it as a rule, but I don't like to take this kind of like, oh well, it's the rejection of the high of the day. Oh my god! I mean, it's like you are betting that against buyers at all-time highs, right? I mean, right here you are betting against buyers at all-time highs. So I'm really glad that this actually work out for you, but brother, that was just too aggressive. You needed more information, like, because you only had like one or two candles rejecting here. You needed something like this, like this is the real, okay, this is the real wall. Now you can take something to the downside like we did here, but right here you are just like one or two candles saying that this is the top. It was just too aggressive, but congratulations here. Do you just focus on trade SPY? Do you look at other tickers to follow up with your SPY entry? I only watch SPY and QQQ. Hey Basil, you took the same trade as you but didn't take the second one. Wait, you took this one right here, okay? That very good. Congratulations there. Hey Ayman. Hey Neto, how long have you been day trading already? I'm just gonna turn 3 years. Yeah, I'm kind of new on day trading. I've been investing, and well, I wouldn't say that I was stock trading. I've been investing for many years, like 15 years. But day trading, I only started on 2022. Alex, This is a very good question. Do you review your data by your own, or do you use AI or something to detect those type of patterns on your past trades? Alex, I do it. I do it on my own, but let me tell you something. I use Tradezella for journaling, and it has a lot of nice tools. I'm not sure if it's AI. I think it's just the way I journal, because I have a bunch of categories and tags for my trades. Well, I just told you, right? I mean, I'm always, my journal entries are performance based. So Tradezella is really good for the facts, and I journal everything around the facts, my reactions, my emotions, my execution. So uh, you can run reports on your own trades, and you can filter by dates, you can filter by asset, you can filter by side of the trade, you can play with your data a lot. That's why I like Tradezella a lot. I think it's a really good investment if you are serious on your trading, because you can play with your data. You can play with your data, and that's how I do it. I'm never I've never, explored a prompt or something to go with Grok or ChatGPT or any other AI to take a look to my trades. I think it might be worthy. It's just I don't know how to do it. If you guys find out a, a trick or tip for running your journal entries on AI, and you want to share, that will be great for the community. Bao, I was mostly curious because with you running a lot of puts at all-time highs, you are doing less momentum trading. Well, brother, I mean, I kind of disagree with you. I'm just taking the opposite momentum, right? I'm not taking the momentum of the higher time frames, but I'm taking the momentum of the intraday moves. TM 200. Funny you mentioned that. I sent you a message about exactly that just before this started, about the journaling. Kumar, you're very welcome. Hagi, can you check my trade? SPY puts 1035, 1035, 1035 here. Aiming for low of the day, but got stopped out 1035. We already talked about this. I really like your idea. This candle here, this 1035 candle, it's a very impulsive candle. I really like it. It just didn't work. But yeah, something like this, looking looking low of the day. Yeah, it was a nice idea. It just didn't work. Um, Kumar, Neto, around what time do you start considering entering into trades? 9:45. I mean, I'm watching candles since 8 in the morning, but I'm only considering entry into my positions at 9:45. And that's only if we have a clear market structure to the downside. On days like today, I usually wait way more, right? On days like today, when the actual, like the higher time frame is actually telling you that it's going higher, sometimes I wait, like 10:15, 10:30 sometimes. But waiting is not just spending time. When you are waiting here, it's waiting with intention. You are watching your chart, you are drawing your areas of interest, you are, like comparing to the other index. So it's not just chilling here, right? It's watching with intention, waiting with intention. All right. Natalie, uh SPY, QQQ, and AMD. Those are my 3 favorite tickers. All right, guys, let's go to QQQ. Very, 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 very similar to what we had on SPY. It was a bit cleaner to the upside, this trade here, this one here. Why? Because we had this great bounce on the 1 minute opening range. We reclaimed the 5 minute opening range, and I actually like this here. What is this? 616.50. 616.50. So that's the break and retest of the 616.50. Do you remember we have been talking about this for weeks? When you are at all-time highs and you don't use the Fibonacci's and you don't use, all these extensions, you can rely on half numbers and whole numbers. So if you were paying attention here, 616.50, this is the break and retest, 616.50, then the reclaim of the 5 minute opening range, and right here on this second candle I will open my position here. Why here? Well, because this is like above the previous candle here. But I actually like this here. When you came back, retest this 5 minute opening range, the reclaim. I mean, I really like this, but let's say above this previous candle. So this is like your confirmation candle, and you're taking the second candle here. What are you aiming here? Well, you are aiming high of the day. It was a 1 to 2.5 risk reward ratio trade. But if you were aiming to, what is this? Well, this is a 1 to 3 risk reward ratio trade. But if you were aiming to 618, well, you almost got it. You almost got it. It will be a 1 to 4 risk reward ratio trade. But I mean, if you were aiming for a 1 to 3, look at this. This is very clear here. Okay, so that will be my trade to the upside. But then, if you remember when we were comparing SPY and QQQ, SPY was having a double top right here. Again, do you remember? Actually, we have been talking about this for the whole week. SPY and QQQ, they move similar, but they are not the mirror of the other, right? They move similar. So here you have a higher high. You have a new high of the day. On SPY, you have a double top. All right? SPY, you have a double top. So this is a little bit higher on comparison to SPY. All right? So here, you were, look at this, you were bouncing, or you were respecting this area here. All right? This area here, you kind of created the double top on SPY. You fall below this pre-market high. You come back, retest this area here. This area here, this swing low here, and then start dropping. So these two trades are the very same than these two others. All right. Okay. So, and anyone took QQQ to the downside? Wow, with how fast 0DTE decays, do you also aggressively move your stops to capture moves and minimize risk? Actually, Bao, that's a really great question, and that's a change I just did to my execution. Last week, I was comparing my data with Luke. As you know, Luke and myself, we have been trading kind of the same thing on a daily basis. So we were comparing data, and I told him that sometimes I was waiting for, for market structure to actually work, and I let part of my trade to go red, and sometimes I end closing it. but sometimes it you know, it has some continuation. But I told him, you know what? Once we hit 20% profit on the contracts, I'm gonna move my stop loss to break even on the contracts, not on the asset, but on the contracts. And you know what? It has been working well. It has been working well because once I have my stop at break even, the rush, the pressure, everything on my mind just slows down a lot because I know I'm holding on profits, right? My trade is already in profit, and that's not gonna change, right? That's not gonna change. So if I'm ever stop out on my stop loss because I moved my stop loss to break even on the contracts, not on the asset, I keep watching. I keep watching my chart, and if I feel that I can re-enter, I only take the contracts that I close on the stop loss. I'm not having a new position. I just close the contracts. I'm sorry. I open a new position with just the contracts that I close on my stop loss. So it's like having a continuation, but only on profits for my trade. And that's a change that I did last week. And it has been working really well because now my mind it's on a very calmer way just because I know that my trade will end in profit in any scenario, right? So I can re-enter, but I don't let my contracts turn red once they hit 20%. All right, so I'm not sure if I answered your question, but yeah, you also aggressively move your stops. Yes, I do. Yes, I do, and this is how I'm doing it. Uh, Bao, this actually answers your question, right? Star, do you have? Oh, thank you, Bao. Star, do you have any opinions on DAO? Like, what kind of opinion, Star? I think it's a really nice ETF. I think it's a really nice asset, and you should be investing on DAO. This is not financial advice. It's just experience share. Ruslan, can you check my trade QQQ 954? 954. 954. What you try there? 954. Put loose. All right. Okay. Well, I see what you tried here, like the break and retest of this 5 minute opening range. So you were trying 954. You said, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you were trying something like this. You were trying something like this, Ruslan. I think you did, and this is the exact same try that I had on SPY. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Brother, we made the same mistake. Well, I don't know if it was a mistake. I think it was just like too aggressive. Too aggressive. Uh, Barbara, I did the last one. What did you do? Oh, okay. Now I see. Okay. QQQ 1035. QQQ 1035 here. Another fail. But I understand what you were trying here. More continuation to the downside. Something like this. That's 1035. 1036. 1035. Yeah, you were trying something like this. It failed. 2 and 11. 11 right here. Brother, you missed 3 trades today, Ruslan. Come on, brother. Bad luck. I think it was just bad luck today. Because I get, Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. But Roslan, I want you. I don't want you to answer on the chat, but I want you to reflect. Did you watch your stop loss? Did you respect your stop loss? Because if you respect your stop loss, even with three losses, I mean, on Monday, just one regular trade, you're gonna recover all this. So don't worry, don't worry. But you need to make sure that you are sticking to your risk management plan, right? You need to stick to your risk management plan. Before entering to a trade, you first measure your risk and then the potential reward. But first is your risk, all right? That's perfect because you know for experience, Roslan, you know for experience that one good trade is gonna wipe out two or three losses. Don't worry about that, brother. You are getting there. You are getting there way faster than I would expect. So good for you. Good for you. Today was just a bad luck day. Don't worry. To Hagi, Neto, for us beginners, do you advise to have a dollar amount stop loss we strictly follow, or should we base our stop on? That's a really good question, Hagi. But it's it's gonna be it's gonna be a complex answer. It's gonna be a complex answer. So first, everything you do here should be on a dollar amount base. All right? Why? Because if you are trading, let's say, if you're trading Tesla, let's say Tesla, on Monday your contracts are $4, but on Friday your contracts are $7. So if you want to stay consistent on, like on the number of contracts, your dollar amount is going to be way different from Monday to Wednesday to Friday. All right. So my recommendation is always stick to a dollar amount size, and your risk should be considered also on your dollar on a dollar amount. So if you are entering into trades with $500 and you are aiming for a 20% stop loss, well, it's $100. So you always are watching the same numbers and you are always watching the same stuff. All right. So try to do that, Hagi. That's a really good question. I just hope that I answered what you were asking. Jonas, QQQ call 1044. QQQ call 1044 here. 1044 Eastern. Break of the 15-minute. No, brother. You were chasing this move or anticipating this move, but you are right in the middle of both trades. So I don't know. Okay, yeah. So Jonas, you were trying a breakout, because if you are trying a breakout, my recommendation will be try the breakout of the external levels, right? So try a breakout of high of the day, try a breakout of low of the day, or even try the breakout of the swing highs and lows. All right, try the breakout of the swing highs and lows, but not the first ones, the most recent highs and lows. All right, that's gonna increase your probability of your trades. All right. Joe, paper trade, Nvidia. All right, give me 1 second. Lilia, I did the same tier losing trade as Roslan as well, with head and shoulders break and retest. Head and shoulders break, retest, like here. Okay. It was late on the day, 11 in the morning. Jonas, I have a $5,000 account. to trade. I have been struggling with the one trade, taking out weeks of profit. What size of dollar amount should I enter on every trade? I will recommend, Jonas, that you do, like, for example, if you have a $5,000 account, I will stick to $500 size and have a 15% stop loss. That's what I will do. Or just trade. I mean, if you already have your edge, if you already found the strategy that you want to trade, if you already have something that you are consistently doing and you know it's a winning strategy, I will recommend start with only 3 contracts so you can learn to take your entries and also learn to scale out, right? So I don't know, like you take your first contract when you hit I don't know, like the 1 to 2 reward ratio trade, and then the second contract on your next key level, and your third contract could be all the way to break even or the next key level. So you are not aiming for home runs, but you let your third contract to play on profit to wherever you think is the next key level. So that will be my recommendation. Or you trade with only 3 contracts because you want to have some skin on the game. You want to feel the real experience with real money, with real risk. You can do with 3 contracts, or just stick to $500 positions and only risk 12, 15, maybe 20%. So that will be like 2% of your total account. Okay? You're welcome, Haggy, Natalia. Have a great weekend. Jonas, Joe, 10:31 Eastern. All right, guys. So, guys, it's already 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm gonna go with no questions over the names, only AMD, Amazon, Nvidia, and Tesla. If you have any question, please go to Trading Performance Coach, send your question on the contact form, or send me an email, neto@tradingperformancecoach.com. I will make sure that you receive an answer by this weekend. But I don't want to take so much time from you today, and I also need to prepare for a session, right? So this is AMD. AMD actually had a really nice day today. Again, all-time highs. So if we are on price discovery mode, what are we watching? Half numbers, round numbers. I set this line here right at 247.50. That's a strike number, that's half number, that's side number. So this was a really great break, retest, and continuation. So only due high of the day was a more than 1 to 3 risk reward ratio trade. But if you were like looking for 251, it was a 1 to 3.8, 351.50 actually hit this one here. It was a 1 to 4.5 risk reward ratio trade. 252. Well, no, you didn't get 252. All right. What is this? This is Amazon. Yes, I was watching this. I was watching this. I was watching this. I was watching this. Break, retest, drop. But it failed to break this area here. It failed to break this area here. So yeah, it just didn't work. But this was a nice break retest boom for you guys. This was a really nice one. So even if you take it like here, and you were looking for this swing low, it was almost a 1 to 2 risk reward rated trade. Well, this was an actual 1 to 2 risk reward rated trade, all the way to the bottom of this here. But yeah, well, it let's. Uh, I don't want to give you. I don't want to give you like the wrong expectation. This just failed. Unless you were trying something like this rejection of this downtrend. Yeah, that was something. And when you break this downtrend, now you have this nice break retest 5 minute opening range high, and all the way to high of the day and way more. Okay, what is this? This is Nvidia. Thank God it's going higher. Do you remember I always tell you my largest position on my long-term portfolio? It's an Nvidia. So we want this on 300. That will be nice. That will be nice. So guys, I actually didn't watch something like really interesting here into our system. It had this gap fill from the previous days. I was watching for this break retest of this area here, like this support turning into resistance, but we never had this this retest and drop. So yeah, we didn't have anything like here. What is this? This is Tesla. Guys, Tesla has been crazy, right? After earnings, I mean, they had really nice earnings, they drop. At the next day, they rip, and the next day they drop again. So yeah, I mean, you gotta love Tesla here, right? You gotta love Tesla here. So what I was watching here, well, I was watching this break, displacement retest. This is not the 5 minute opening range low, but look at this. This is exactly the battleground, right? This is the support turn into resistance, and then the drop here. I really like this. I really like this. This all the way to this 15 minute chart key level, or 439.50, right? 439.50. Again, half numbers, whole numbers, they are playing well. And what about this? This was another rejection of this area here. Second rejection, third rejection, and then another drop. So you have two twin trades right here, and I really like this candle here. 10:30 candle. That was amazing. That was amazing. The break of everything, low of the day, 15-minute chart key level, 439, 438, no, 439. All right. And just as I told you guys, I need to go. I really enjoyed this week with our reviews. We talk a lot about journaling. We talk about support demand. Supply demand, support resistance. We talk a lot about the break retest boom. We started explaining the break retest kaboom. That's the opposite. We talk a lot about patterns. We talk a lot about losses. We talk about mindset. I really enjoyed this week. Let's do it again. Guys, please, we are on a mission. We want to close the month of October with 1,000 subscribers. I know this sounds crazy, but I think we can do it. I think we can do it. We still have 1 week. Let's go. Let's do it. Guys, have a wonderful weekend. Remember, I want you to rest, reset, and detach from trading, at least for the weekend. Remember to prepare for Monday. Remember to journal all of your trades. Better if you journal with intention the losing ones, and you squeeze all of the learning about what you did wrong, about what you did well, about what you didn't. All right. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for being part of this family, of this community. Thank you all, and I'll see you on Monday. If you are part of Traders Edge, I will see you tomorrow. I can't wait. Guys, thank you very much, and see you soon. Bye.